Hi. My name is Mercy Chinonso Okeke, popularly known as Madam Landlady, and this is a fireside chat. I'm right here with an amazing real estate broker right here in the Southeast. Her name is Abigail Onochukwu, popularly known as Avi of the Southeast. Hi, Avi.
Hello, Madam Landlady.
Good to have you here.
Good to have you too.
Another special guest right here on this fireside chat is an avid investor, an entrepreneur, and the first African to buy Bitcoin. His name is Gaius Chibueze, also known as Bitcoin Chief.
Hi,
Good to have
Madam
you here,
Landlady.
sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is going to be a really great conversation today. It's going to be a really great conversation. We're going to dive right into it, right? So the real estate markets have been very interesting lately. There's one thing common among all of us here. We're investors. We play in the industry, in the real estate industry, right?
Yeah.
The market has been very interesting lately. Coming from the 2020 pandemic, and we came into the 2023 general elections, the market, we have seen a trend with investments in real estate. The infrastructure projects over the years have been focused on certain states like Lagos and Abuja. It was as if it's as if the rest of the country is often overlooked. But recently, especially with the impact of the elections, we have seen a noticeable shift. People are becoming more open-minded, right, to diversify their investment portfolio. They are looking at other regions. People are crying for even development across other states, not just Lagos, not just Abuja, right? So we've seen that shift. There's more awareness. And both of you here are driving the conversation. There's now more attention given to the Southeast and the Southwest.
Yeah.
And I like that you both drive the conversation. You advocate for even development across all the states. So let's talk about it. You are a strong voice of reason. I really want to know, aside it being a reaction to the aftermath of the elections, logically, it takes a lot of foresight to move out of locations that we are used to, where we see appreciation, where there's high demand. There's a lot of foresight to say, okay, let's go elsewhere, let's build elsewhere. What's the motivation? What's the passion that's driving your advocacy for Southeast, for investments in the Southeast region?
Okay, for me, outside being the fact that I am an Igbo man, so as you definitely know, I have to think my region first. So outside that, I think real estate in the Southeast. First, we need to look at people's culture. Sometimes also defines their business operation. If you pay attention to the culture of the Igbo people, just like we saw during the 2023, during the Christmas of 2023, we saw that a lot of people were showing their village mansions in the Southeast.
Yeah.
You understand? So how was this? How did they build this mansion? They built it on land. So that shows. So it's natural in every Igbo man to have a house in his region where he comes from. Almost every successful Igbo person you talk to, they have like a house either in their village or in their state capital, but they must always have like a house. So looking at that culture, I think it is what actually motivated me personally. I say, okay, so I will not just own just a house in the village. I am also going to invest into the Southeast real estate market. And there is something they call first mover advantage, or there are some places where we call virgin regions,
Yes.
like where
Emerging
there is
locations.
not too much competition. So I feel that the Southeast has been often overlooked. So you understand?
Yeah.
So even though our people are mostly developers, we have developed a couple of these other places where the market is hot right now.
Yeah.
I think that other people have actually overlooked what could come out of the Southeast in terms of the real estate. So as someone who wants to be where I want to go ahead of people. You know, you always say something. You say find where people are moving to, and go ahead of them and buy the land before they get there. So I think that is what I personally am doing. You understand? So this is why I just decided. I said, okay, I'm not going to go to Lagos to go struggle with anybody. I'm not going to go to Abuja to struggle with anybody. I'm going to focus on the Southeast market because every Igbo person definitely is going to have a house at a point in time in his state or his village.
That's right. That's right. That's brilliant. Abi, what's your perspective on that?
Okay. I actually feel like Southeast actually has been very overlooked, to be very honest, because people feel that Southeast is village.
Village, yeah.
In fact, anybody that you tell you're based in Southeast, like, did you go like to visit or are you based there? It feels like you're just supposed to go there and visit, then come back. They don't feel like it's a place you should invest your money into. But with everything that we are seeing right now, it's no longer like how it used to be. Growing up, you just know that going to the Southeast is for Christmas or for all of those activities. Right now, just like he said, Igbo people have been the one going to invest in most of these places.
Exactly.
And it looks like they don't believe in where they are even coming from. But they are beginning to actually now see, even though they are still skeptical, but some persons who understands that first mover's advantage has already gone. And that's why real estate is always going to be very expensive later in the future, because people are not taking that opportunity now. So I see it as a growing market. It is developing. And places like Lagos and all of these places were never like that if some people did not believe in those locations.
Exactly.
Places like Lekki, I know someone that said, okay, you would have bought this particular location, but it was flooded. What happened? Like, it felt like it was impossible to sand fill. But now people are even looking for land in water so they can sand fill.
Yes.
But now we have a very good land where you don't have to sand fill.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things happening here, and I think it's going to be unwise for you to feel like it is not right to invest here. Because someday, like you said, you have to actually build here.
Yes.
And by that time when you're ready, it will be more expensive.
Yeah, that's a brilliant start to this conversation. Now, one of the reasons why investors are more focused on those developed locations like Lagos and Abuja and all of that is because we have a large market. There's population, there's job opportunities, there's better infrastructure, there's migration rate, there's high demand, right?
True.
And there's high resale value.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me to come and invest in the Southeast, I need to be sure that my investment here will yield returns on investment, right? Because all of these factors I mentioned are the things that drive property appreciation. So where's the Southeast? Where does the Southeast stand at this time? What is the confidence that an investor should have? Like, I'm investing here, there's good returns, there's potential.
So it's an interesting question you just asked there, and we all know Landmark. You know Landmark. So just a few days ago, Landmark just signed a partnership with the government of Enugu State to open their resort here, to take over the Nike Lake Resort.
Yeah.
So people go where development goes, and development also goes where people go. So for Landmark to see that there is a feature in Enugu State, which is a part of the Southeast, and wanting to bring that resort, they must have did their market research and seen that those people actually overlook the Southeast, as Abigail said, because in Nigeria, don't forget, the Southeast is the region with the most purchasing power.
True.
In terms of people who can actually spend money from their pocket to get value. The Southeast has the most purchasing power for any region in Nigeria. So people actually overlook this. The Lagos and Abuja market that most people term hot today, it is people from the Southeast that actually made it look like it is very hot. I was just in Abuja a few days ago, and we were looking for a property for a friend, and I went to four different estates, Sun City, another one, and three others. Do you know those four estates we went to? Igbo people from the Southeast own those estates. So what this is telling you is that people from the Southeast, any day we decide that our attention is going to be focused here, we are going to build that ecosystem that will attract even people to live and work here. And when the government starts doing, because most people who leave the Southeast to go to places like Lagos or Abuja, they work remotely. Most young people moving from the Southeast in the last 2 years, they work remotely. They don't have like physical jobs. So what this tells you is that if some of these opportunities that they can work remotely, if some of these opportunities are here in the southeast, like people have like beautiful living estates. If developers build beautiful living estate, pleasing aesthetics and well planned landscaping and everything, these young people will not see any reason to want to go to Lagos, because here in the southeast the rent is going to be cheaper than Lagos or Abuja. And here in the southeast, they are going to, in short, their living expenses is going to be lower.
Significantly lower.
So we are beginning to see that more young people are becoming more wiser. That's why people like myself now, I spend at least 50% of my time now in Enugu. 2025, I'm spending over 50% of my living time here in Enugu doing my business, and Abigail too is doing the same thing. So we are young people, and we are saying that we want to live and do business here in the southeast. So these places that you're thinking that people are going there, some of these places are already overcrowded.
Yeah.
There's not so much you can buy right
Makes
now.
it more expensive.
And it makes it more expensive.
Yeah.
So, but the southeast, like I said before, it's a virgin market. It is growing. So we are going to see more people want to live and work in the southeast. So this will also blow up the real estate market.
Okay. So Abby, adding to what he said, are there any government policies, foreign investment or partnerships that have come into the market, like the southeast market lately, that should motivate investors to invest here?
To be very honest, I think for all the years I've stayed in Enugu, I have never seen a time like this in the real estate market shifts this way the way it is, because the governor is intentionally making sure that this place is very safe for investments. Talking about the landmark that he talked about, or is it the 30-kilometer dual carriage road that is now leading people to the north central? Now properties in that place that used to be abandoned or used to be for like 500,000 naira is now 5 million naira. In just how many years? I think it's not even up to 2 years the governor came into power. It's going to be March to make it 2 years that he came into power. And all of these things has happened. So many things. Even invested like over 30 billion naira in hospital. More like it's going to be a city, a medical city, where people can literally like feel comfortable going there to make researches, medical research. These are the things that we see abroad. We hear of these things. In fact, people even somebody wrote on my YouTube channel that these things are just gra, just initial gra. But I feel like you need to act more than whatever the politician is saying. You need to look at the person,
What they are doing.
you need to like look at their track record, look at what he upholds. I feel like the governor has this thing of integrity, because okay, take example for the first time he was in office, he talked about the water thing. He was going to bring in water. People danced and like play, we saw water. There are some roads that were like you don't have to go there. If you're going to pass, don't if you're going to go somewhere on time, don't bother passing that road. Now it was fixed. He said he was going to do it, he did it. So every of the things that the governor has done, I like the fact that they are not futuristic. They are happening. So I think for somebody to be saying that why will I invest here? I'm not seeing anything. Go to where development is happening. I tell people don't go and buy or don't go and invest where you like. Invest where you're going to make money out of. Don't say, okay, I don't like Enugu. Enugu is, you're not the one living in Enugu. You can be the one to provide the hostel. You can be the one to provide the hotel. You can be the one to provide the plaza. You can provide anything. Buy the land and sell to whoever wants to do anything in it. Or probably build the structure and give somebody to manage it. You're not asked to live here. So there are a lot of infrastructure development happening here in Enugu that people have not even seen. Or they are even seen and they are feeling like it is just gra. There's nothing serious. So development is actually happening here. Watch the last 1 year and 8 months that the governor has been in power and check what has happened to properties in these last few months. In fact, when that news of landmark came, I posted it on my WhatsApp status and I got a lot of calls. People were like, the same
Everybody
Nike,
wants to buy.
the same Nike that they were rejecting. I don't want Nike. Please, do you have something in Nike? Do you have something? In fact, from 10 million, so you can now invest 10 million naira in Nike, surprisingly. But there was a time you were told to buy property of 1.5 million, and you're saying Nike is too far. And I always ask them, far from where? From where? Is it from your house?
Yes.
Do you want to go and live there? You're making value available for people. What you should be looking out for is the value you're going to bring to the table.
Yes.
Nobody's asking you to live there. If you're asked to invest, it is to invest for people,
Yes.
to sell to people, to do it for people. It is people's value you're bringing to the table,
Yeah, you're making
not your
money
family
out of it.
member coming to live in Nike.
Exactly.
So that's why I tell
Doing
people,
that.
watch where development is going
Okay, fair.
and go there. go there and buy before people get there before you, because definitely you will buy one day and you buy at a higher price.
Sure.
So that's what.
And
I
to
would
add
say.
to what she just also said, you know, Enugu, which happens to also be my state, has the highest concentration of young people in the whole of South and South. You understand?
Yeah, a lot of
So
universities.
because I think there are more than 20 universities in Enugu State.
A lot.
So, and all these young people, as she said, they need hostel. So some of this investment is not for you to buy the land and go live there. You can build a hostel and then you put it out for
Cash
rent.
flow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So which brings cash flow.
Yeah.
And then also, people can also do land banking. So I personally did land banking. 2 years ago, I bought some land at Nike, somewhere called Ogogo Nike. I bought those lands for, I think, 850 naira per plot. A plot of land there, as she said, they started dualizing the road. A plot of land there right now at that place is 3 million naira, 3.5. In fact, I am personally selling at 6 million. And when the news of the landmark something came, I said, oh, my own plot of land is now 10 million.
Okay.
You understand? So land is still very, very cheap in the southeast. And more of our people are beginning to focus their attention on investing home. Our people are becoming wiser. They are saying, oh, we have developed other places. It is time to develop
yes,
our homeland.
Yeah.
You understand?
Funnily enough,
Yes.
lands in those developed, and then there's now a scarcity of land.
Land. So there's also
So like
scarcity of
Independence
land.
layout. Somebody will call me and tell me, please, can I get a land Independence layout for 150 million? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
you can't
can't
find it.
even find that. You understand?
Except it's something new that's still like outside a bit.
Exactly. So people can also do land banking. You don't necessarily I love the way she put it. You're not buying land because of, I tell people, why are you focused on location? Because sometimes you just buy this land to save money.
Sure.
And you can always resell. And the good thing is about, like I said, the culture of the people. The Igbo people are the only people that, like, an Igbo man is not fulfilled until he has a house in his homeland. The Igbo person is not fulfilled. I have seen people that are 60 years from other regions. They are not concerned. They can rent even in their villages. But as an Igbo person, when I was just 28, I started thinking how I will build my own house. You understand? And this is the same for almost every Igbo person you meet.
Yeah.
There's that feeling of
we are always
ownership.
looking. You understand? There's that feeling of ownership. We want to be able to say, okay, this is where we can come at night and sleep. So you look at that culture of a people helps to determine that, okay, if I have real estate in this particular region, I am always going to be able to see someone to resell.
Definitely.
There is a high resale value for real estate in the southeast, because there is always one person building one thing or the other,
Yeah.
and they will always buy. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's been really insightful. My third question is a very sensitive one.
Okay.
Insecurity.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of investors, they really want to come in here. They want to invest. But insecurity in the last couple of years, from robbery to the kidnapping, it's all over the news, right? It will scare investors. It will scare them rather than attracting them. And that's the challenge. So how do you think investors can work around this insecurity issue?
So I need to point out something to you. So statistics, or whatever they call it, was released of the region with the highest kidnapping cases. Guess what? The southeast was not among top 2.
Ooh.
It was released by StatiSense for regions with the highest kidnapping cases. The southeast was not among the top 2. So the southeast came third. So for the first time, we didn't come first. For something
like
negative.
that.
You understand? So people need to understand that insecurity in the southeast is kind of exaggerated.
Wait,
So we understand that Nigeria generally has a problem with insecurity.
Yeah.
There have been more people killed in northern Nigeria than killed elsewhere that I know in Nigeria.
But they don't make it to the
But
news.
guess what? People still live in those places. People still invest in those places. You understand?
Yeah.
They have not run away. I have not seen all those people from northern Nigeria run to the southeast and say, oh, we can't live in our land. So the what you see and what the media pushes as insecurity in the south, sometimes it's even recycled. So there was a particular video I saw shared on WhatsApp in 2023. Early January this year, I saw that same video. Somebody did a voiceover on it. And because of social media now, people can doctor anything. So that same video I had seen before in 2023, somebody had doctored another audio voice on it and said, this just happened somewhere now in so and so and so southeast state.
Bad news sales.
So people will spread it.
Yeah.
But the question is, I live on a personal this thing. I came from the United States and I've been here in the southeast for the past 2 months, going about my business and everything I've been doing. Nobody has stopped me or said anything. So first of all, I recognize that there is insecurity problem, but not just for the southeast. In fact, even in the southwest right now, there is no day we don't see on Twitter about ritual killing. You understand? This is a problem that even people who are already dead and buried, they are not even safe, because they will harvest their scores. So these challenges is in every region. But the problem is that we have allowed emotion to make us spread the one about the southeast. Nigeria as a whole, Nigeria as a nation is not safe. In fact, there are some UN organizations and the rest of them that if you put on their website that you're traveling, they will warn you, don't go to Nigeria.
Yeah.
They are not saying don't go to Southeast, they are saying don't go to Nigeria.
Yes.
So Nigeria as a whole is not safe. It's not a Southeast thing. There is insecurity in Southeast just like there is in the North, just like there is in the West, just like there is in the South. Just yesterday, some expatriates were kidnapped in Port Harcourt or thereabout, in Bayelsa. I think one of those states. I read it on Twitter. Expatriates, they were kidnapped. That didn't happen in the Southeast. So, but the thing is that, unfortunately, the one about the Southeast is always amplified. It's always magnified to make it seem like. So, for anybody who is looking to invest, make your own research. If possible, come down here. If possible, talk to the realtors on ground. People live and work here in the Southeast every day. For the few times I've been in Nigeria, I flew into Enugu. The plane is always filled up. So it shows that people are coming. If people have not come in, this airport will be closed. This international airport will be closed. In fact, when I came from the United States, I took Ethiopian Airlines and there was no extra seat on the plane. All of us coming to Enugu. We landed here in Enugu from Addis Ababa. The plane was filled up. So people are coming to the Southeast. So there is insecurity problem, but it is even I was telling
it's
someone,
everywhere, not
it's
even
everywhere.
Nigeria safe.
I was telling someone, I said, there is a higher chance of me being shot and killed in the United States than in
That's why I said it's everywhere.
than in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the US, somebody can just have a bad mood and pull out his gun and go to a mall and shell people down. So that can happen here in the Southeast. If people have a bad mood here, they will go one corner and pray or cry or do whatever it is that they have to do.
Yeah.
But in the US, if somebody is in a bad mood, he can pull out his gun and just kill people for fun.
So which one is now more of insecurity?
Exactly. So there is insecurity everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Let's
you
have
understand?
different measures.
So let's understand that yes, this is a problem that we will address. And then when something happens in one of the states in the Southeast, one thing people tend to do is they will say, oh, Southeast is not safe. Mention the
generalize
particular state.
They generalize it.
Because Enugu State, where we come from, has been safe. Ebonyi State, where I visited, people are always saying Ebonyi State is safe. Nothing is happening there. So it is one or two of, you understand, of the states in the Southeast that probably they have more cases. And the government, people in government, they are trying their best, but they have to do more to address some of these things, just like their counterpart elsewhere are doing. So for anybody watching this, the Southeast is safe. It is just a general Nigerian problem. If you don't want to come to the Southeast because you are saying it's not safe, then don't come to Nigeria because Nigeria is not safe. So it is not just the southeast. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
As an investor myself, I think for that question, I think the southeast is one of the most profitable places I have invested. The reason is because the southeast is one of those places where everywhere is opening very, very fast. You will pass this road today. By the time you're passing there tomorrow, somebody's putting the first house on that road. Somebody's digging foundation on that road. And once people see that the first person is digging foundation, the second person is already buying, asking, is there any land that they want to sell here? Why? Because, so, anywhere you see that the people have a culture of building, they don't call us indie developers for nothing. Yes, they don't call us indie developers for nothing. If you go anywhere, the Igbo man is the only one that cannot be a tenant forever. That's why we own properties all over the world. You understand? So as someone who has invested in the US market, I've invested also here in the southeast. I can tell you that the southeast is also very, very, very profitable. I told you of the land, 25 hectares of land I bought at Ugogo Nike. I bought that land 2023 for 850,000 naira. Immediately, they said the governor has started doing the roads for that place. All my neighbors who were selling at that time started selling for 3 million. How many percent is that? That is above 100% already. You understand? And this was just 2024. Then this January, immediately the governor announced that, Landmark is coming to Nike, the same Nike where I had that land. The demand, in short, my realtor friends' demand is on another whole new level. So, real estate in the southeast is very profitable because, first, naturally, the Igbo people are the ones who build.
Yeah.
I have seen people from other regions. They will be 80 years and they will be living
Very comfortably.
As tenants. An Igbo man cannot naturally. That is why we have developed some of these places like Abuja and Lagos. An Igbo man cannot be a tenant for long.
Very, very.
We become so uncomfortable as tenants that we want to start building our own. So this also happens here also. So if you are an investor, the southeast is one of the hottest markets right now, especially after 2023. You know, I don't want to go into details why that consciousness is so very, very high now. Why every Igbo person is now focused on looking for what they will do in the southeast region. So, I mean, if you're not investing in the southeast, then you actually miss it.
Okay. So I'm very particular about sustainability. Beyond building the property, building the houses or the commercial projects. What is the plan? Because this is the primary issue we are facing in developed locations. Flooding, waste disposal. You see beautiful mansions in a particular street, and when it rains, the entire place is flooded. You see the lack of drainage. You build mansions and everything. All building standards is a problem.
Yes.
Right? You see people build houses and they're clamped together, and you're wondering, our duplex face me, I face you. It's actually a duplex.
Yeah.
And everything's clamped together. So what's the sustainability plan for Enugu? Are we just buy land and build, or are we putting in measures to ensure that the people who will live in these communities have the best of life? What's the plan for sustainability?
So I think I will answer first as an investor and also a developer myself. Okay. I am currently building what I call Ikemba City, which is going to be like the most luxurious living estate, going by the landscaping, going by the beauty of the architectural design of the building. And one of the first things I started looking at is the drainage system. So I started looking at the drainage system because I want to build an estate where there is a well-designed drainage system. The drainage architecture is going to be so amazing that you're not going to see any pipe outside. So I think more and more developers are beginning to look into this, and people are also beginning to also understand that landscaping matters when it comes to development of estates. So developers are also beginning to pay attention to things like landscaping, drainage system, and also like green energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my estate now definitely is going to be solar powered. You understand?
Yeah.
I am planning to build like a solar grid where we are going to make sure that we are utilizing the abundant sunlight that we have right here in the southeast. So as someone who is developing a property myself, I am looking into that also. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think more and more developers like this are springing up.
That's brilliant. That's really, really brilliant. It's been a wonderful conversation. It's been a really wonderful conversation. If you have enjoyed any part of this conversation, please let us know in the comment section if what part of this convo stood out for you. Now, my final question, finally, what's your advice? Although you've given us a lot of advice and we already covered it. Right now, one
Official
more
advice.
time,
What's
what's
the
your final
official
advice for investors in diaspora or other parts of Nigeria who are on the fence? Should I go ahead? Should I just hold on a bit? What's your advice for them?
If you are an investor watching this, this is your fellow investor talking to you, but not investor Sabinus. So one of the best kept secrets right now in the real estate world is the southeast of Nigeria. Something happened in 2023 after the general election that has made the southeast one of the most sought investment destination in Nigeria. The amount of people that are making inquiries of how they can buy property, how they can invest in the southeast has 50x since 2023.
True.
And it's going to keep going like this. Don't forget, I told you something when we started this conversation. And I said, the people of the southeast actually are the developers you are hearing in some of these other places. So after 2023, the people who buy from them started saying, I am not buying in this location again. I want to go buy in the southeast.
Yeah.
You are a realtor, I'm sure.
Yes.
You told me off camera,
Yes.
you said after 2023, you said majority of your clients, they were telling you,
Yes.
I want to buy in the southeast.
Yes.
So if you're watching this, if you are an investor, you already know where the money is going. If you are not positioning yourself in the southeast right now, you're missing it. You're going to regret it. Why? Because it will be like you saw New York before it became New York that we know today. And guess what? You ignored it. So if you're an investor, one thing you should do is ask whether you're from the southeast or not. Because you can invest in the southeast whether you're from here or not. The people of the southeast love money. They love money. As far as you are ready to pay money for any property, they will sell for you. Even you saw my house. You saw my house. I just finished building now. Even though it is my ancestral home, but if I see somebody now that says, "Oga, I will give you 1 billion naira," I will take that 1 billion naira and sell that my house I just finished building
And buy somewhere else and start building.
and go somewhere else like Nikki or any other place in the southeast and start building. So the people of the southeast, we love money. So if you want to buy property, come, we will sell to you. You understand? Come, personally, I will sell to you. Abigail is here, she's going to sell to you. Mercy is here, she's going to sell to you. So people of the southeast are investing in the southeast. They are the ones that have, they are the known investors. If you hear Nigerians love buying real estate, they are telling you that it is the people of the southeast. Why? Because go and check it. This is on record. This is on record, and I'm going to bet 1 million naira for just this simple experiment. Go in any street in Nigeria where there are new upcoming development properties. Go and ask the people who own 10 of those properties. Go to 10 different properties on that new upcoming street and ask 10 people, ask the ethnic group of the 10 people that owns each one of those properties. You're going to see that the people of the southeast are going to make up 70, if not 80% of those people building those new properties. Just go do this experiment right now and win this money. So I want you to understand that the Southeast is where attention is now. If you are a realtor and you're not selling real estate in the Southeast, you're missing out on big money. Why? Because you must have noticed that there is an energy shift. All your clients who used to buy places that there was some field in Lagos, bushes elsewhere,
Shots
Abuja
fired.
and all those places, they are now focusing their attention on the Southeast region. And this has actually overflowed to some of the South states like Delta State, Asaba, and River State, Port Harcourt.
Very
So
true.
go and research these things I'm telling you. So if you are a smart investor, come right now to the Southeast and buy.
Oh my God, it's been a really insightful conversation. I've had a great time, and I hope you've learned a thing or two. Like Abby said, don't be among those who are going to be telling stories. I think it's a good time. I'm in the Southwest, and I can tell you for a fact that everything they say here is true. There's attention coming to the Southeast. There's migration coming here, and there's infrastructure. I've been here the last couple of days. I was here last year as well. This is like the last 3 months I've been in Lagos like twice, and I can tell you how it was when I came last year.
No.
It's not how
You saw it from
was-
the airport.
How it, from the airport,
Yeah,
yeah.
she
It's not how
noticed
it
it.
is right now. So if you're an investor, this is your sign. Do want to share your thoughts in the comment section, and of course share to your family and friends in Nigeria and all over diaspora. Let them learn it not to. See you.